Viewer discretion is advised.
When I was a kid, I often played in the alleyways between the apartment buildings due to my parents fighting all the time. It sounds pretty depressing, but I actually loved creating random imaginary worlds in those confined rectangular spaces. And I was lucky enough to not run into any shady characters. Well, at least most of the time. And if I did, they weren't really interested in stealing from a poor, dirty kid anyway. I wish I could say that nothing weird or disturbing things happened, but that's not how life works. You see, one evening a clown stepped into my alleyway. He was tall, muscular, but had a rather large stomach, shirtless but wore a dirty pair of slacks. He smiled at me as he made his way over to me. The blue, white, and red paint that covered half his body shone brightly underneath the streetlights. I sank into myself as he stood before me, blocking my path. He turned his ear towards my apartment and listened to the sounds of my parents fighting, before shaking his head in a disappointed fashion. "Parents, huh, kid?" I sheepishly nodded. "Well, don't worry. I've got something to cheer you up." Without warning, his arms stretched up into the air and squiggled around until they formed the word "hello" above him. Amused and amazed at this, I gasped happily and clapped. "Cool, huh? Now watch this." He pulled out a knife. Terror seized me. But instead of turning it on me, he cut off a long strip of his arm flesh and began folding it into something I couldn't see. Ta-da! And now I present you a sanitizer. He presented a rose made of flesh to me and sprayed it with a bottle he seemed to pull out of the air. He smiled and gave me the rose. "Now, be a good kid. Have a happy childhood that I couldn't get." He then turned to the apartment wall and slammed a fist into it with so much force that it shook even the foundations. "Shut up!" My parents quieted themselves immediately. With a nod, he left. Years later, I still keep the fleshy rose that hasn't decayed to this day. Hello everybody, I'm TheRubber. Today, we bring you a SCP Foundation EUCLID class object, SCP-3036. SCP-3036, also known as Stretchy, Clown Hunter Extraordinaire, resembles a humanoid circus clown that is composed entirely of human flesh, muscle, and an assortment of bodily fluids. 3036 does not possess a nervous system, skeletal system, nor reproductive system. However, 3036 speaks perfect English and can perform high-functioning tasks despite not having a brain. Interviews with 3036 tend to be calm and relaxed, and typically follows Foundation rules. 3036 is able to stretch its body to incredible proportions, with estimated full length to be over 100 feet for any part of its body pulled. 3036 does not feel pain when damaged or stretched due to lacking a nervous system. He is capable of self-regeneration should it receive any damage that isn't continuously inflicted upon it. There are two living entities conjoined at the hip and connected to 3036's throat by what appear to be feeding tubes that provide them with sustenance. 3036 says that these are his siblings and were given to him by his previous owner, Mr. Fuller, after successfully carrying out orders for him. An interview was carried out by Dr. Henderson. Dr. Henderson stepped into the room. He winced upon setting his eyes on 3036's grotesque appearance. 3036 waved his hand slightly with a sly smile. The doctor settled down and prepared his files. "Hello, 3036, or would you prefer Stretchy?" "Stretchy, please. I'd prefer my own stage name, thank you very much." "Very well. Stretchy, tell me, what was your job while employed by Mr. Herman Fuller at the circus?" "Well, first off, I was surgically modified to become this. Mr. Fuller and his team of doctors ripped my body open, took stuff out, put stuff in, and slapped some magic on me, and poof, you got me." 3036 stretched his arms out and spun his pointer fingers before his arms snapped back into place. "Right, and what did you do?" "I'm a clown hunter. Hunted down the more stubborn, rebellious clowns, those that didn't want to follow Fuller's orders. But Maskey hated how successful I was at it." Now, I hear you ask, who is Maskey? Well, Maskey is just another clown hunter. He's strong just like me, but that's about it. Well, other than being able to look like anyone he wanted to, annoying jerk he is. Dr. Henderson noted that 3036 appeared annoyed when he mentioned Maskey. "But I hope you guys like the circus. 'cause pretty soon, this place will turn into one. What do you mean? That means Masky will be coming. I suggest you be ready for him and his goon squad, sir. 3036 began to chuckle as Dr. Henderson hastily ended the interview. He gathered his files and stepped out of the room, leaving the clown laughing manically. Dr. Henderson immediately got into contact with the site director. Sir, you hear what the clown said? Around a year after 3036's interview, 3 unknown individuals who were described as clown-like in appearance raided Site 43 where 3036 was being held. A power outage allowed them to enter mostly unnoticed, as Foundation security personnel were dealing with maintaining order and prepping for potential breaches by other SCPs on site. When the 3 entities were noticed, security engaged them, but was almost defeated instantly and brutally mutilated. The site director closed off access to where 3036 was being held and called for MTF the Whistleblowers and MTF SCP, short for Sane Clown Posse, to aid the site in combating these anomalous beings. The few remaining security officers fought valiantly against them, but one of the entities managed to slip away and confront 3036. A brief recording between the two was recorded before they engaged in hand-to-hand combat. 3036 walked about casually in front of a furious-looking clown. Its lips squeezed into a wry smile, and its eyes watched the clown intently. Masky, it's been a long time, my friend. How do you do? It then performed a mock bow, which further irritated Masky. Not too well considering you're getting help from these 2 morons, eh? Dearie me, it looks like Fuller's hunters aren't what they used to be. The clown then grunted loudly. I know you can look like anyone you want to, but damn, do you sound stupid. You can't even sound like a proper human being to save your life. Masky had enough. It launched itself towards 3036. Huh, and I thought we're about to make up for old time's sake now. 3036's arm extended rapidly and pummeled Masky with such force it knocked it out of its cell. 3036 stepped out and was met with Masky's companions. And now, you're friends. 3036 then engaged with the 3 entities, showing great martial prowess despite sustaining heavy injuries and being outnumbered. Injured security personnel refrained from getting anywhere near them as the fight was barbaric and savage. They only watched from a distance. Some of them took the opportunity in the midst of chaos to pull their wounded away from the area. After a long, grueling fight that lasted nearly an hour, the task force teams arrived just in time as the 3 entities were about to give 3036 the killing blow. Seeing that they were now outnumbered by much more competent forces, they escaped through a transdimensional portal that was generated from a crude Jack-in-the-Box toy. Thank you for the timely rescue, gentlemen. The clown in distress here could really use a hand, you know? 3036 wiggled his body from side to side to show his missing arms and the strips of flesh that hung off his body. The men lifted 3036 up in disgust. Dr. Henderson arranged an interview the next day. He walked into the room and was stunned for a moment when he saw 3036 looking at him from the other side of the desk, sitting stupidly with its disproportionately small growing limbs. I've been wondering, why did you allow yourself to be recaptured? You've shown to be capable of defending yourself. Come on, Doc. Do you not see these? Those freaks did a number on me. Dr. Henderson studied 3036 briefly and said, Freaks, huh? Yeah, whatever. The point is, I could take any of them on, but 3 of them? Fat chance. But I put up a pretty good fight, didn't I? Those jerks couldn't finish me off even after an hour. Still, I think I deserve a reward for being a good lad, don't I? How about a deck of playing cards and an extra half hour of free time? I can get you the cards, but I'll have to see about the extra free time, he said as he got up to leave the room. Under the orders of the site director, Site 43 beefed up their security and kept MTF Sane Clown Posse on site in case they were ever attacked again by the anomalous foes of 3036. No attack has occurred since then, and 3036 has remained compliant with the Foundation and has even expressed interest in joining an MTF squad so that he can put his hunting abilities to good use. Help the people who helped him. Only fair, right? Remember to check out my new animation channel, TheRubber Talks, where I share my life story, thoughts, and opinions. Just click on the link in the description to enter TheRubber's world. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Which SCP do you want to see in the next video and why it is interesting? Let us know in the comment below. We will draw your story and share it with the world. Don't forget to click like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell. Please share it to your friends if you like this video. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.